Okay, so here are some more questions on mercantile law, and the questions are, the first question is here: A sold and delivered certain goods to B on credit. C afterwards requested A not to file a suit against B for recovery of the price of goods for a year and promised that if he, that is A, agreed for the same, then C will pay the price on B's failure to pay. Accordingly, A agreed not to file a suit for a year. In this case, the contract between A and C is, now 4 options are given, and those are: option A, that is voidable as A's consent is obtained by misrepresenting the facts. Option B, that is void as such a consideration is no consideration. Option C, that is unlawful as the law prohibits the curtailment of one's right to sue. And option D, that is valid as the forbearance to sue is regarded as valid consideration. So here, in reference to consideration, a consideration may be a consideration may be past, present, or future. All of the considerations are valid considerations, which are past, present, and future are valid. So here, option D, that is valid as the forbearance to sue is regarded as valid consideration, is the correct answer. So here option D is the right answer. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, which is: all agreements made without consideration are void. All agreements made without consideration are void. We have to answer this like true or false. If true, as there are no expectations to this general rule, or option B, that is false, is as there are certain expectations to this general rule. So here, expectation to this rule expectation to this rule are recognized under section 25, and under this section it is clearly said that there are certain expectations to this general rule. So here option B, that is false as there are certain expectations to this general rule, is the correct answer. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, and it's a very important and interesting question. The question is: an agreement without consideration between the parties who are in near relation to each other is valid and enforceable if the agreement is, and here 4 options are given, and those are: in writing, registered, option C is based on natural love and affection, and option D is all of this. Here under section 25 1, it is clearly stated that an agreement without consideration between the parties who are in near relation to each other is valid and enforceable if the agreement is in writing, if it is based on natural love and affection, if it is in writing, this is one, if it is based on natural love and affection, and if it is Third one is registered. So here the option D, that is all of this, is the correct answer. So an agreement without consideration between the parties who are in near relation to each other is valid and enforceable if the agreement is, here all of this is the answer. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, which is for the enforcement of an agreement without consideration, based on natural love and affection, which of the following conditions is not required? And here the options are: option A, that is, it must be between near relatives, which is true. Option B, that is, it must be ratified by the court of law. Here in this option it is given that it must be ratified by the court of law, but in the question it is given that for the enforcement of an agreement without consideration based on natural love and affection, which of the following condition is not required? So here it is not the legal requirement of the applicability of this exception. It is not the legal requirement for the applicability of this exception. So here option B, which is not required, is the answer. Here option B is not required among the following options.